In this lesson, we're going to install a few plugins and scripts that I regularly use, and that's going to help to speed up your workflow. I'll also show you through my working folder structure. So let's get into it. In this course, we'll be using programs from the Adobe Creative Suite, including Illustrator, After Effects, and Media Encoder. We will also be using Maxon Cinema 4D and Otoy's Octane Renderer. You can use other renderers if you'd prefer, but you will need to install the Adobe Creative Suite and Cinema 4D if you haven't already. The additional plugins required for the course are a random fill script for Illustrator and Cineversity's ArtSmart plugin for Cinema 4D, which I'm going to show you how to install both of those now. Let's go to Google and search for random fill script and go to the Vector Boom site and then select download. Now if we go to show in Finder, it should be in our downloads folder. If we unzip that, and then we're going to cut and we're going to paste it into Adobe Illustrator scripts folder, which is in Program Files, Adobe, the version of Illustrator you're using, and then scripting. I've already got it installed here. I'm just going to press paste and just replace it. The next program we're going to install is Cineversity's ArtSmart plugin. So we're going to go back to Google and go to a Cineversity account, which you should have if you have a Cinema 4D license. Once we're on the Cineversity site, if you go to Toolbox, you can go to Toolbox Resources. There's a tutorial here on how to install it, but I'll just show you quickly. If you go to Download Installer, then back to your Downloads folder, and double-click to unzip. It will give you a CV Toolbox folder. Cut that, and then we're going to open up Cinema 4D and go to Edit. Go to our Preferences folder, which is here. And we're going to paste that. Again, I've already installed it, but you just paste that into this folder. You'll need to restart Cinema 4D. Then once you have, you'll be able to go to Extensions, CV Toolbox. And there'll be a list of different plugins that Cineversity supplies, and you'll be able to press on the ArtSmart plugin and then press install. You might need to restart Cinema again for it to be fully installed. Once it's installed, it should be in the extensions folder. You should be able to see it here with 4 different options for the plugin. We're going to test both plugins just now. We're going to go back to Illustrator once you've installed them both. And we're going to create a couple of disk boxes. Then I'm going to select them all. And I'm going to go to my swatches panel, which is in Windows, Swatches. And with the objects selected, I'm going to select a couple of different colors by pressing Shift and selecting on them. And then if I go to File, Scripts, Other Script, I can navigate back to the Scripts folder in Illustrator. What I might do is pin that so we can access that a lot quicker. And I'm going to double click on Random Swatch Fill. What that does, it randomizes the colors of the objects based on the colors that I've selected and the objects that are in the scene. And you can do that as many times as you like to get different results. So now that plugin's working, let's try taking it into Cinema, into the ArtSmart plugin. So I'm going to copy that and navigate over to Cinema 4D and go to our extensions, go to ArtSmart, and I'm just going to paste it in. And if we navigate over here, you can see it's brought boxes over with the color information. And that's both of those installed now. Finally, I'm going to show you through my folder structure. So with all of the projects I work on, personal and commercial, I pretty much keep the same sort of folder structure. I have an input, which has briefs, the fonts that I'm using, and any brand guidelines or any other information from the client. In working, I have an After Effects folder, Illustrator, Cinema 4D, and Photoshop folder. And finally, in output, I have development, which is any sort of tests or any development throughout the project. Any outputs that I have, I'll put in here with the date that they're produced on. And then I've got a master folder, which I'll have the final files. So now that we've got our software installed, in our next lesson, we're going to create a presentation deck. So let's get into it.